Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Fantasy Joe back with my Week 13 wide receiver rankings. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you want to bring home that fantasy football championship this year. A lot of people are either in the playoffs already or in that final playoff push. Now is the time where it really gets nitty-gritty. You're going to want that resource on your side. The biggest thing, I respond to every single comment. So if you guys need any fantasy football advice, a start-sit decision, any last-minute trade deadline getting up on you, you need some advice, all you have to do is comment down below, and I'll respond to every single one of those comments so you get that fantasy football hotline down there. But let's dive into these rankings. Half-point PPR, as always. Number one, I got JSN against Minnesota. Hasn't scored less than 11 this entire year. That's ridiculous at the wide receiver position. He's on pace for over 2,000 yards. 2, Jamar Chase leads the league in targets. That was going into Monday night. I don't know what it's looking like right now, but he's still amongst the league leaders, especially on a per-game basis. But Chase has been phenomenal. We expect Burrow to be back. 3, Puka Nacua against Carolina. He's a stud, so involved each and every week. The only reason I have him a little lower this week at 3, I just don't know how much they're going to need him in, let's say, the fourth quarter of this contest, the way that offensive, defensive both looked, and the abysmal performance of Carolina last night. Although we've seen him, beat Green Bay, put up 450 yards passing 2 weeks ago. So you never know, but that's why he's a little bit lower in my rankings right now. 4, Amon-Ra St. Brown plays Green Bay. He's been balling lately. 5, Rashee Rice against Dallas. Looks like he's going to play, so I am playing him. But, yeah, monitor the hamstring situation. I'm hoping it's more of a cramp. They don't have him with an injury designation as of right now. 6, CeeDee Lamb against KC. I know he's dropped some passes against the Eagles, but there will be brighter days ahead for CeeDee Lamb, and they're going to need him in this contest against the Chiefs. 7, Devontae Adams. He plays Carolina. Great potential touchdown each and every week. 8, George Pickens against Kansas City. He's been unbelievable. Tied for second in points per game this year with Puka Nacua. 9, A.J. Brown plays Chicago. Got it going last week. He's still an absolute stud. Play him. Nico Collins against Indy. I don't think that – I'm expecting Stroud is probably going to be back and start this week. That's what everyone's kind of leaning towards. I don't know if that will be good or bad for Nico Collins, but the way the volume he's gotten recently, you just keep throwing him out there and hope he's got a better week than he did this last week against the Bills. 11, Justin Jefferson plays Seattle. The reason I have him this low, Seattle's got a tough defense. The quarterback situation there is not looking good. Just not many things working in his favor right now. 12, Emeka Egbuka. Got him here a little lower than normal. That's because of the injury to Baker, something to monitor if he's available. If not, he definitely gets a pretty significant downgrade to me with Teddy Bridgewater in there. 13, Chris Olave, excuse me, guys, plays Miami. He's been pretty darn consistent this whole year. A lot of targets for him as well. Good matchup. So start Chris Olave. Jalen Waddle against New Orleans. The offense is funneled through him and A-Chain. 15, Wan'Dale Robinson. Did not expect him on the bingo card to be a 15 this week, but the targets have been there all these last several weeks. He's had some targets down the field. We'll see who they start at quarterback, but if Jameis is playing, I'm probably starting Wan'Dale in all the lineups that I've got him in. 16, Devonta Smith against Chicago. He had a good game this last week as well. 17, Michael Pittman Jr. I know he struggled a little bit, and Houston's a tough matchup. I'm still rolling Pity City out there. 18, Lad McConkey against Vegas. I think he's underrated right now. I think he's due for a good game. Rome Odunze plays Philly, another guy who's been very up and down, but I'm still going to play Rome. It's not the great matchup, but I'm just lowering my expectations on him with the ups and downs, but he's still a good play on a weekly basis to me. 20, Stephon Diggs against the Giants. Diggs didn't have a great game this last week, but the week before he had over 100 yards. So the receiving options in New England have been a little volatile, but I still would start Diggs this week. 21, Zay Flowers, good matchup for him against Cincinnati. We just haven't seen Lamar be quite himself since he's returned from that injury. 22, Cortland Sutton, another guy who just hasn't produced in the way that we've hoped so far this year, but I still think he can get home, especially in this contest against Washington. 23, Jameson Williams, coming off a dud week, a 0 piece. The weeks before were good, and I do think they'll utilize him and need him in this game against Green Bay. 24, Marvin Harrison Jr. plays Tampa Bay, returning from injury. I expect Jacoby Brissett. Well, Jacoby Brissett is starting, and he's been much better, so I think that bodes well for Marvin Harrison Jr.'s fantasy prospects rest of the season. 25, we got Brian Thomas Jr. against Tennessee. I believe he's going to return from injury this week. Tennessee's a good matchup for him, so that's why I've got him at 25. Teteroa McMillan looked good this last week, especially on that touchdown catch, but plays the Rams in a tough matchup, so I've got him a little lower in my rankings. 27, Khalil Shakir balled against the Texans on Thursday night. Starting him in this one. Pittsburgh's weak in their secondary. 28, Christian Watson against Detroit. I think he's the Green Bay receiver I'm starting right now. I think he's got the highest upside as well, especially if Jaden Reed and these other guys are out right now. I mean, Jaden Reed's not expected to play. Tucker Kraft obviously out for the season. I expect them to need Christian Watson. He gets high-value targets as well. 29, Troy Franklin. He's received a lot of targets this year, I believe more than Courtland Sutton. This is a good matchup for him as well. I think you can play him. And then 30, Jawan Jennings. Monitor that he just doesn't get suspended or anything like that. They already announced the other guy got suspended, so I'm not foreseeing it. It's possible, though, but I think with the retaliation to what happened to him, the NFL is going to let it pass. But Jawan Jennings has been the preferred receiving option right now over Pearsall since Pearsall has returned from injury. If you guys have made it to this point in the video, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and if you guys have any questions or comments, just drop them in the comment section down below. Extremely thankful for all of you guys watching. If there's any way that I can help, just let me know. But yeah, really appreciate all of you guys subscribing and viewing the videos, and I will see you guys next time.